Morning.
Jamie.
Morning.
Morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Still not seeing a couple faces here. There's Stefan and Tyler and Jordan. And Jordan's looking this way because it's good morning class time. Hi, Jordan.
Good morning, baby.
Jordan, can you join us? Thank you very much. How are you all this morning?
Good.
Everyone's good?
Good.
Feeling pretty good.
Yeah, Jordan, are you good?
I'm good.
Okay. So, I always got to take care of business in the morning. So, Royce, I understand we have a no call, no show from you yesterday.
Hmm?
Is that what you're going to tell your boss when they say, Royce, why didn't you show up for your shift yesterday?
I was paying attention to the schedule, but I thought, right, I don't have but it was too confusing to me.
Come on now. Then what would you do if you were confused about your schedule?
I was about to call you, but you were too busy, so I was like, is it Yvonne or John's or
Royce, that's pretty weak for a second year project search student. You know you can always text any one of us. Okay? Even a first year student this far in the year, that would not be a good excuse. Okay? You understand? Do you want me to tell you where you go?
sure.
Okay. At 11:40 on Mondays and Tuesdays, you should be with John. Correct, John?
Yes.
And on Thursdays and Fridays, you should be with Yvonne from 11:40 to 12:30.
Okay.
Yeah, you should have my number memorized, right? Got it on speed dial. All you got to do is just say, Sherry, the schedule is confusing. Where am I supposed to be? Okay.
I thought it was only for Yvonne's only. That's all.
Okay. It is not, but that wouldn't fly at a job. Okay.
It's a simple mistake. It won't happen again.
Okay. Thank you very much. All right. So we're going to start out this morning. I want to interview Tyler as an excellent example, okay? And I want you to really listen to his answers, and then I will send these questions out today. All right? Right after class, I'll send them out. Okay. Go ahead, Stefan. Stefan?
Do you want to print them or just look at them on the computer?
Well, you need to print them because you're going to need to write in what your answers are, and you're going to need to practice those answers like crazy. Okay? Because when you go in,
Okay.
you don't get to just read from a piece of paper when you go into the interview, okay? So you have to practice first.
Got it.
You got to get your great answers down, and you got to practice them practically to memorization. Okay? That way you can focus on those things that would normally make you nervous in the interview, right? Like that you're sitting up straight and that you're giving contact and that you're able to answer questions they might ask of you. Okay? Eleanor looks excited about that. All right. So I've got Tyler's answers right here, and rather than me reading this to you, I'm going to interview him. So should we get started, Tyler?
Yeah.
Okay. Tyler, tell me about yourself.
I am very organized and open to learning new skills. I am a quick learner and I am a good problem solver.
Okay, hold on. I had 0 eye contact and you did not stop at your period. Okay, so let's try that from the top.
Oh, okay.
So Tyler, tell me about yourself.
I am very organized and open to learning new skills. I am a quick learner and I am a good problem solver.
Very good. The only thing I was thinking on that, Tyler, I'd probably take out that second I am. Well, the third one, actually, where you say I am a quick learner and I am a good problem solver. You could just say I am a quick learner and good problem solver.
Okay.
Okay? All right. So, Tyler, why should I hire you as an intern in this department?
I would be a good asset because I am a quick learner and I have prior experience mopping floors and sanitizing things.
Okay, so I'm loving the answers, but I'm seeing you in 101 here with you're just reading it. Okay? You gotta deliver it with your eyeballs into their eyeballs, okay?
Okay.
All right? I'm sorry I'm kind of picking on you a little bit.
It's just been a while since I've done it.
I know, and I did it because I love his answers, and he really hasn't practiced in a while, so I kind of just told him like 5 minutes before this that I was going to have him do this morning. But I'm just trying to teach you all at the same time, so Tyler, try not to take it too personal, okay?
Okay.
And with that one, we could either do why should I hire you, just in general, or as an intern in this department. Okay. Tyler, which of the jobs you have worked or volunteered did you like the best and why?
In the safety department because... Okay, maybe I worded that incorrectly.
It looks all right to me.
Okay. In the safety department because I enjoyed navigating the hospital, collecting, sorting, and shipping the batteries. I also enjoyed collecting the empty oxygen tanks from around the hospital and put them in storage.
Can you describe a time when your work was constructively criticized and how did you respond?
While working in food service, I was told I was working too slowly. As a response, I asked, how can I improve my speed? Then I took the advice I was given and worked faster.
Good. People want to hear that, right? You took the advice, you took the constructive criticism, and you improved because of it. Okay. What are your greatest professional strengths?
When I start a task, I am dedicated to getting it done. I am proficient with technology. I am punctual. I always arrive earlier than the start time of my shift.
All right. Tell me about an accomplishment that you are most proud of. Did we lose you, Tyler?
Sorry, I had an interruption.
Okay. Tell me about an accomplishment you are most proud of.
I am proud that I get my job done accurately in a timely manner.
And this one I'm going to have to change the wording because Justia said they would never use the terms angry customer, but it's still going to be about the same response. Okay. So, Tyler, how would you deal with an angry customer?
I would listen to what they have to say, try to calmly help them, and if I am unable to help them, I will get a supervisor or manager to help.
They want to hear that at Kaiser. Okay? They're going to want to hear that almost anywhere. Okay? Because you can try to help them, but if you can't, if they just keep getting more mad or you're not able to solve the situation, then you don't just walk away. You don't get mad and yell at them, right? You go get your supervisor and you let him know. Say, I'm really sorry. I'm not being able to help you with this, but if you could wait here for just a minute, I will go get someone that can help you. Okay? That's a big one, though. You always want to listen. Because basically, we've talked about this in the beginning, right? If people are upset, they want to be heard more than anything else, right? So listen, and if they're going to get calmer just through the fact of you listening, and then you could do exactly what Tyler said. Okay, so Tyler, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Well, this one's been changing, but right now, well, I think I want to go with that custodian one that we've been talking about.
Okay, and also sometimes don't lock yourself into only one.
Yeah.
He just got up and he wants to come say good morning. Hi, son. Say hi to everybody.
Hi, Tony.
Hi, Tony.
Hi, Tony.
Hi, Tony.
Hey,
Tony.
Hi, guys. Yeah. All right. So
Hey.
you got your coffee over there, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Sounds like he's in a good mood.
Okay, he's standing over here on the side trying to talk to you. Come here.
Oh.
Wait a minute here. Okay, you got to come down here. They can't see you. You got to get in here. There you go. A little bit more. There you go.
Hi.
Hey. Hey.
Hi.
Hi, Tony.
She good.
Teacher, that's me. Mom, yeah, Mama's a teacher. Yeah.
I can use, Mom, I can use, thank you.
That's right. I'm the teacher of Project Search.
I like it.
You like Project Search?
like it.
Okay. All right. Put those socks on, guy. It's cold. Okay. Sorry about that. So, yes, so I was speaking with Stefan and Tyler yesterday about a great custodial opportunity. I don't think I have anyone else that's custodial, do I? No. Okay. So they might start doing this program where they can get certificated, and I believe it's like 5 different certificates of cleaning like regular floors, clean carpeted floors, clean bathrooms, and all these things. So they started out in Zoom, and that would be 2 days a week. And then if they finish that one, the second one is actually using all the big floor machines, and they're hoping to be able to teach one-on-one for that. So even though Kaiser can give you this experience, right, they can't give you a certificate for it. So it's a really good opportunity for people interested in custodial. Okay, so sorry to interrupt you there.
I'm really excited.
Go ahead, Stefan, what's that?
I said I'm excited for that.
It's an excellent opportunity if that's what you want to do. I'm so excited that you're excited. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, so Tyler, given that, go ahead and answer that question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
I see myself being a custodian and living in an apartment or a house with roommates.
Do you have any questions for me?
What are the day-to-day responsibilities of this position?
Okay, and I'll say yada la 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 la. Give it back to you. And you had another question?
What do you like about working here?
Okay, this question is super important. If you say no, I don't have any questions, right? I mean, it's kind of bringing your interview down like this, and you don't want the questions to just be ones of you, like when could I get a raise, or when will I get my first paycheck, or you don't want it to be those type of questions. Okay, so when he said, "What are the day-to-day responsibilities of the position?" That's a great question. Okay. Also, what do you like about working here? And then you kind of get to know that person a little bit, and they like that, right? They kind of, everyone likes it when you ask them a question. Well, almost everybody likes that. Some people don't. Okay. And then we did put at the bottom for the last question, Tyler, what are some of your hobbies?
I enjoy working on computers and riding the bus and light rail everywhere.
Okay. So the first one is saying, yeah, I got tech skills, and that's what I like to do in my spare time, right? Because that can definitely be applied to a job. And riding the bus and light rail everywhere, at least that means you have transportation and you know how to do it, right?
Yeah.
Of course, you and Tyler will probably be able to say, they could say, oh, so you ride the bus to get to work? You could say, well, I also have my driver's license and I can drive to work, right? But I enjoy saving money and actually riding the bus, something like that. Okay, so great job, Tyler. I want you to practice, though, because I really did not get much eye contact, okay? But I know I threw you under the bus this morning, right? 5-minute warning. It's like, okay, let's rock and roll. All right, so I want to do a few more interviews this morning, but I do want to talk a little bit about the presentations because we're going to have to start on this pretty quickly. So when we talked last time, Stefan said mobility, cleaning more thoroughly, and teamwork as the things he's learned this year. Stefan, is that what you want to stick with, or have you thought of anything else?
No, that seems pretty efficient for me.
Okay, so this is going to kind of be like a journal prompt or like your 30-second commercial, right? So we're going to start with, what's that, Stefan?
Oh, I was agreeing with you.
Okay, so these are the things we need to work on. Now, Andrew, I had one thing from you, and that was cleaning. So remember, we really need 2 to 3. Have you thought of anything else? I also have some things when we get to the end that I'd like to cover. So for those of you that don't have personal things like that, I can have you do some other ones for me. Okay, so Andrew, have you thought anything else that you've learned this year in addition to cleaning?
Not to interrupt.
And we can word that in a way that it makes sense. I do think that's an important lesson you're learning. I don't think it's quite a skill mastered yet, but I know you're aware of it, and that's half the battle, is being aware. Okay? And then it's just practice. All right, Devin, although I loved your answer of a lot, I did love that, and I wrote it down, but we need to get a little bit more specific. So have you thought of any, are you plugged in? Can't hear you. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay.
So what do you think are two or three of the most important things you've learned so far this year?
Be professional.
Okay.
You have to always be on time. And always honest.
Always honest. Oops, sorry, I just wrote yours on Andrew's. On time. Which Andrew always is on time. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so and we can get a little more detailed. It won't be just being professional. Learn how to be professional, which means, right, you could expand on that. Okay? So this is good as we, we get a few more ideas each time we go over this. So Sam, good morning, Sam. Yours, you put down.
Good morning.
Good morning. You put down professional emails, and then I wrote down Apex with a question mark. Would you like to maybe talk about that, or have you thought about any other things?
I could also say that I learned how to do journal prompts.
Okay. And maybe call them how to write professional journal prompts. Right? Anything that makes it sound.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah.
Okay, professional journal prompt. Okay. And then maybe you can tell them a little bit about what that means. Because how many of you have been writing journal prompts in class? I don't see a hand. Oh, Stefan, you wrote journal prompts before this class? Go ahead, Stefan.
Oh, I thought you meant in this class. Oh, well.
Before this class, did you write?
Never mind.
Okay, glad I see your hand.
No, not
yes,
that.
I did.
Okay. You did it in high school or Laurel Ruff or both?
High school and also North.
Okay, and I see Andrew's hand.
I did,
Andrew was
but
there
in high
too.
Someone's talking, but I didn't see a hand on that one.
Oh, sorry.
So go ahead, Andrew.
Well, I did do the drawing prompts, but it was I think it was high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Devin, I saw your hand.
Yeah, I did write journal prompts in this class.
Have you written them before this class?
In high school?
In high school you did?
No.
Okay. And Clav, was it you that wanted to say something?
Yes, me and Andrew were both at the same high school, and we both did journal prompts.
Okay. And so anyone wants to talk about those? I know with Clad, you said it was good to get your skill level back up because you hadn't been doing that. And I had another comment about someone on that. Oh, I think I lost that one from, people that learned how to write a lot more, right? Like Stefan. I mean, and boy, the story I got from Tyler over the Christmas ones, I think you all really enjoyed the holiday journal prompts because we got to be a little silly.
Did you see my Christmas?
I did, and I loved it. I graded everything, so you all should have got the grades in your emails.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right. So after Sam, Nathan, he said how to understand paychecks and write personal checks. Where are you, Nathan? Up at the top today. You're right next to me. I got Andrew on the left and Nathan on the right. All right, Nathan, can you think of anything else, or are you going to try and stick there?
This one didn't quite necessarily, isn't, like, it's a goal for me, but it's not necessarily mastered. Public speaking.
Okay.
And the importance of public speaking and having confidence.
Yeah. So when you take these 2 or 3 things that you're giving me, right, you're going to kind of journal prompt them out, right? You're going to think, all right, so public speaking, what did I learn? What am I still learning? Where do I hope to get, right?
Right.
Okay. Good job. And then Eleanor. Hello, Eleanor.
Hello.
So you said how to follow directions.
Yes.
Have you learned anything else in Project Search besides how to follow directions?
Yeah.
What?
How to follow directions, be on time.
Be on time, okay. Anything else?
Be honest.
Honest, you're copying Devin right now. No copycatting.
Hey.
What?
No. Don't be late.
What?
Don't be late.
Oh, yeah, we got that on time. You have one more thing?
Be kind.
You copied, now you're copying Devin.
Okay.
We'll work on it. This is like Jonathan, you're starting to be a copycat. Yes, Yvonne?
Eleanor, how about learning how to share things through Google Docs?
Okay. How to share learning in the Google Docs.
So we would maybe talk about how you improve your computer skills, including how to share things through Google Docs, right?
Yep.
Okay. Page 2. Clad. I have 0 on you, Clad.
Ah, yes, me. Alright, things I've learned. In Project Search.
Yes.
Are to 1, to always be thorough and efficient in what I do. And to number 2, to try my hardest. Number 3, to have a good work attitude. Number 4.
Hold on.
Oh,
I got good work attitude. Okay.
let's see next. excuse me. Oh, how to write a long professional email.
Okay.
And finally, I've learned how to rely on others.
And what do you mean by that?
By that I mean what I mean is, whenever I have a problem that is too big for me to accomplish on my own, I can rely on others for assistance.
Problem is too big. Sorry, that was a mouthful.
I know it is.
That was very impressive. The way that you can just, when you put your mind to things, I mean, you just went bamity, bamity, bam, bam, bam. Very impressive. Good job.
Thank you.
For assistance. Okay. Good job.
Nathan's had his hand up.
Yes, Nathan?
This isn't necessarily from myself, but just an idea. What it is to be a good coworker, because, and like what it is to be a good, well-oiled machine to work together, because a job isn't just one person; it's all of us working in one professional work atmosphere.
Be a good team member.
Yes.
I love it. You are all just knocking it out of the park today.
That's a good one.
Okay, awesome. So now we are on Tyler, and Tyler, first you said how to act and dress professionally.
Yeah, should I include things from last year that I learned?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I can't really remember exactly everything what I learned.
Okay, well, think about it. Write down some things. We will come back to it, okay? But the more we get down on paper and it starts us, our brain starts thinking, all right, what else did I learn? And then go ahead, Yvonne.
Tyler, how about, I don't know if you said this previously, but how about navigating the hospital? I mean, you know your way around every place, and that's a maze when you walk in there. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
I think that was pretty impressive how quickly you learned that route and knew where everything was. So, I mean, you could say that.
Are you put it down as a maybe?
Yeah, that one works great.
Okay, and then maybe you come up with one more, especially our second year guys, because you've had even more experiences. I mean, I feel bad for all the new ones that haven't got to get in the hospital yet, but and you all last year got robbed of one internship, correct? But you got to do 2.
Yeah.
Okay. Jonathan.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I knew she was coming. All right.
Glad he answered you.
I want you to tell me a couple of things that you learned this year. Got to be something you learned this year that you didn't know how to do last year.
Last year?
No, this year. What did you learn?
Oh, this year. Oh.
Even if you give me one right now, as long as it isn't copying someone else, I'll take the one. With all you yawning, it's contagious, right? Stefan is stretching and yawning. Andrew's yawning. Come on, guys. Pretend it's a business meeting. Eleanor, you too.
My apologies.
If you sit around in a meeting like that, it drains other people's energy too, when you're yawning and stretching, because they catch it. Go ahead, Nathan.
My apologies. I'm still waking up. It's my fault.
Well, maybe get up a little bit earlier and try some coffee or something. Okay? That will find your morning meetings at work. They're going to be like, and that's our problem. Right?
Yes, I was going to say reaction.
Jamie?
hold on, Eleanor, just a second. Let me talk with Stefan just a minute more. So particularly like Stefan, when you get in those meetings for the course you're going to take, there's not someone like me going, Stefan, sit still, Stefan, quit yawning, Stefan, quit stretching, right? Okay, so we really have to work on that.
I'm gonna try to work on it. I couldn't sleep that well last night, but I'm fine. I'm gonna try to work on it. I really don't want to mess anything up when it comes to that.
Yeah, it's an excellent opportunity. And for me, I mean, everyone what can wake them up in the morning, but that's why I always take my shower in the morning. If I took my shower at night, I would be a zombie in the morning. It's just what it helps warm me up too, especially in winter. It feels so good to wake up and take that shower, and then I'm awake after that. I have my cup of tea. I'm good to go. Go ahead, Nathan.
Yeah, I was gonna say actually that's partially my secret is showering in the morning.
It's it's the first hardest thing in the morning for me, at least, is getting out of the bed, and then the second hardest part for me is getting out of the shower. Because even though I grumble to get into it, I just feel so good when I'm in there. It's like, okay, this is a working day. Get out.
It's invigorating.
Sorry.
Yes, Eleanor, you did it nicely. Go ahead, Eleanor.
Sorry. I wasn't yawning.
Okay. All right, Jonathan, they all just bought you a couple more minutes. So I need to know at least one thing you have learned at Project Search.
Yeah, Jonathan.
Eleanor, we're talking with hands raised, and when it's our turns. Jonathan, give us something.
Wait, something?
Have you learned to get up on your own? Have you learned to ride the bus? Have you learned that you have to be able to communicate with others? What else? Anybody want to shoot anything out for Jonathan that he's learned this year?
He's working on the technical part.
Yeah. Have you learned anything about using the computer this year?
Yeah.
Okay, so technology. Eleanor, what's your idea?
My idea. I want him to work on.
Okay, what's Jonathan learning?
Learning about getting a job.
You learned anything about getting a job, Jonathan?
Job.
A little bit?
A little bit.
All right, I see two more people that want to help you. Andrew?
For one thing, be more social during class and all that.
So how do you think he's improved?
Yeah, I do.
Look at Jonathan. Most everyone thinks you've gotten a little better, at least. Not everyone, but most people think you've gotten a little bit better at it. So, but you need to work hard, okay?
Okay.
Social, and then I saw Stefan, I think, next. Go ahead, Stefan.
I would say to ask for help when needed.
Okay.
I would say he's improved in that. Just a little bit.
Say he's improved that much in that, right? You have to ask, right? You can't just sit there. I mean, sometimes, like in class, we can walk around and say, "Do you need any help?" But you don't want your boss to have to. You don't want to have to just be lost the whole time till someone asks if you need help, right? You just need to ask. You don't want to waste their time. You don't want to waste your time, right? Of course, you want to try and think it out first. You don't want to ask just first thing every time. Okay, what do I do? What's that mean? Right? You want to think first. Okay. All right, Jonathan, anything else you have to say?
Oh, that's it.
Okay, thank you for the words. Jordan, what have you learned from Project Search?
This year, last year,
All together.
Well, first, save the drama for your, save the drama for your mama. And then, second, I learned, if your coworker is not if you get off a lunch break and your coworker is not working and you approach them, tell your supervisor or one of the staff. Don't go running after them and swinging the door open.
Okay, but I want to move on a little bit from that. You could say how to communicate with coworkers.
Yes, how to communicate with coworkers. How to be professional, and how to talk in front of a room full of people.
So public speaking.
Without how to do public speaking without looking at the crowd like you're mad or something.
Oh, without getting distracted?
Yeah.
Anything else? Are you good?
And then this year I learned how to do homeschool from home.
Distance learning, okay.
Yeah.
And what did you learn from distance learning?
That you have to still be up on time. You still have to motivate with people at the house. With people home, you still have to go around it instead of getting frustrated.
That's very good advice and good thing to learn. Work around others. Okay, at home. Not distracted. Okay. And Royce, you're my last one up at bat here.
Things I learned from product search. Well, I think the biggest one is mobility. Since I'm not really a driving type of person, since I'm always scared of driving.
Okay.
Taking the bus seems more simpler, and I gain more exercise.
So that's a bonus of mobility, okay.
And navigating around the hospital. When I first started product search, I didn't know anything about the hospital. But after like 2 or 3 weeks of training, I got the whole hospital memorized.
Good.
So I know where to go. I know where to turn. I'll always check my mirrors, and I'm a good worker when it comes to sorting batteries and collating papers at my internship.
Sorting and collating, okay. So is there anything you have learned this year, Royce?
I learned how to deal with social distancing and Zoom.
Social distancing and what?
Zoom. I learned how to use Zoom since I don't really do video calls that often.
Okay, good. And then some other things that I have down here, and one of them is what Nathan gave us today, what it is to be a good coworker, a good team player. Things that I have is what does it take to be an intern at Kaiser, or, in Project Search? And what's it take, because these people are ones that are going to apply to maybe come into Project Search next year, and being in as long as you have all been in right now, what's it take, right? You don't have to answer that right now, but that's something I'd like in there. I like something about interview clothes and being professional, and also uniform, right? That could even be a part of what it takes. Andrew, I probably would not choose you for those two because those are things you came in here totally knowing. Okay, you've always known that. So I really want to work on things that you have learned. Okay.
Okay.
I know you would be a star in that one, but especially, like at Laurel Roth, they already know that about you, right? That's not something you really gained from us.
Mm.
Hospital codes, maybe. and important dates, which we'll have to do at the end, letting them know, when applications are due and when we'll be having the interviews and all that. Go ahead, Yvonne. Sorry.
So if you guys can look back at the very beginning of the school year and just take a look at your homework, stuff that you've done in class, stuff that you've turned in. There was the personal hygiene stuff. There was self-advocacy. There was DMV, financial literacy, budgeting, and then navigating the bus, being responsible for yourself and your actions. So all that stuff, don't generalize that, but be specific. If you look back and like what about the personal hygiene? Well, I learned that I need to do this with my hair, or I need to make sure my clothes aren't wrinkled, and or whatever it was you learned. But if you look back through all your stuff, you can get some more ideas as to what you actually learned, because we actually did a whole mess of stuff up until now. So you can use any of that, anything you've learned with the DMV stuff. Well, what did you learn? And wow, I'm learning to get my license. You can use that too. So just look back through your work and see what you've actually done.
Go ahead, Nathan. I knew you bought into that one, Mr. Wrinkle Shirt.
Oh yeah, definitely Wrinkle Shirt. Being in charge of accidentally starting a riot at Kaiser.
Oh, right.
That was not intentional, but
Definitely.
I need to know about that.
Environment. Oh, I'm not going to live that down. To tell you.
A long time.
What happened there?
I guess I'll hear about that later.
Well, it was only me, and so I had all of our in-person, which was 7, and I had Tony, right? And so we're all there, and I'm trying. That's when their second trip over to actually get their immunizations, right?
Oh, okay.
So first I got in trouble, which was my fault. I had too many people in the office because, we were at 6 feet except Tony and Nathan weren't. But I really got upset with the lead nurse there because she said, can't they all go and wait in their van? Which very much upset me because I think that is the way that people assume people with disabilities are going to be. And I'm always out trying to show the world, that no, our guys are professional and had their, we all just ride in a van, right? They know how to do mobility. Some were studying to get their license. It just, I didn't say anything out loud, but it really bothered me. So
yeah.
Go ahead, Clyde.
Did she genuinely assume that we would come from a van?
Absolutely.
Yeah, she did.
But you all went and proved her right. Right? I go out there because I'm going in the room with everyone to get their immunizations because most people are nervous. Nathan, I think, was an exception. And I asked Nathan, as she came and talked to us, please take Tony out there and keep an eye on him, right? So he encouraged Tony's dancing. It was basically a freaking Project Search party going on in between security and employee health. And I was just extremely embarrassed, and people were not happy. So that's what happened that day.
I was annoyed.
Go ahead, Andrew.
I think I was the only one that was not participating in that, so.
Well,
No.
There weren't many innocent people.
That's subjective.
Okay, and even in the beginning, I told everyone when they get there that they could sit at this area or they could sit at this area. Blocking the walkways, use social distancing. So I come up and they're all on the sidewalk, blocking people. Oh, not all, almost all. So anyway, just know I'm like your biggest advocate. But then when I'm sitting there I'm ready to take on the world. What do you mean? What do you mean? They don't ride in a van, But then y'all, I was embarrassed beyond embarrassed. So we live and learn.
That day was a bad day.
What's that, Stefan?
That day was a bad day for us. I was very annoyed that day.
First day anyone at Kaiser's even seen any of your faces, So really, I hold you high. I hold you high to the world. I argue the world that yes, our students are capable of so many things, and then when my students go and do something like that, it's like, you are kidding. Go ahead, Jordan.
So the lead nurse there so the lead nurse, she assumed that just because we have a disability, she assumed that we were in a van.
Yep.
See, that's what makes me mad, Sherry, is that people assume because of our disability, we don't know anything.
That's why it's even more important, Jordan, that you are all out there being mature, right? I mean, honestly, I'll fight the world. I'll do whatever it takes because I believe in all of you, and I do not think that's okay. But then when you go out and act the part, it just reaffirms with people like that like, yeah, see, right? That's not what we want to do. We want to show them how awesome you are because you are, right? So not the best place for that kind of behavior. Frances, the teacher I used to work with, like she never let the students, and we're same age students, right? It was a transition class. She never let them like go on the swings at the park or anything because of how people look at people with disabilities. She says that people would look less funny at her if she was out there on a swing than our students, just because so many people do assume that, right? The things like being in the van or that you're not capable of holding the job or things. So it's really important, not just for you personally, but for everyone with disabilities, right? If you go out there and present in a professional manner, you know, if you're being silly in your backyard or something, I mean, who cares, right? But out there in the world, you're just kind of feeding that wrong mindset of so many people. So anyway, it's one of the reasons I do it. It's not just because I'm a strict teacher. I just really want you to go out and succeed, and I want you to prove those people wrong. Okay? So anyway, that was that story. All right, well, we have 13 minutes. Who thinks you're ready for a little interview?
I have a couple more answers for that question.
For which? Oh, go ahead.
So there was practicing for interviews, like and public speaking.
Okay, so one thing we're going to have to do as we go through this is I don't want to see a whole lot of duplication, right? So like, for example, I've told you in the past, right, almost everyone wants to talk about mobility, right? And we definitely want to talk about mobility, but there are so many things. I mean, I have like 2 full pages of just the little basic 1 sentences that you all gave me. So, yeah, so we'll figure out who will take some of those parts that a lot of people are saying, okay? So what I need from Yvonne and John, and we'll, in fact, maybe if maybe you two can hang for a couple minutes. This is
Sure.
open. Because I really want to be able to do it this way, if possible. But this isn't something we're going to have months on. It's something we're going to have weeks on. And I just, that piece. I would be the weakest link to take it, and I am also, buried pretty deep trying to come up with daily curriculum, which, by the way, DMB people, I do have 25 words, 25 questions today. Okay. Anybody want to interview, or do you have other things you'd like to discuss?
I'm thinking about that.
What just happened there? Oh, man, it's just my email. Go ahead, Andrew.
We could, since my birthday's coming up, I'm trying to think of what we could do.
Well, we're going to kind of basically do what we do for birthdays, right? We're going to sing happy birthday, which you will probably like to play on your piano.
That depends on if I have my piano next to me or not.
Well, if you would like to for that day, you can. Nathan, happy birthday instrument? Or can you play happy birthday on an instrument?
Ooh, good question. Yes, I can, but it's still more of that. playing in front of people that I still have an issue with, but I definitely can. Yeah.
Okay, so Andrew, you're not going to get a whole class out of this, right?
I don't mind.
2 minutes in the morning, and then I'm going to bring you lunch. Okay?
Ooh, yay.
Well, you knew I'd do that.
Oh, his birthday. is-
Donuts?
That's why you brought
In
it.
class, we would have donuts, but I am sorry, but to deliver one donut to all of you, I would have to start that route around 6 or so. So
Yeah.
I
Oh
have
goodness,
started,
yeah.
of course,
You don't
'cause-
have to do that.
all right. Anybody else?
I'm still thinking.
Jordan?
Well, in my opinion, Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Stefan. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that I'm really, really excited about the new janitor thing that we talked about yesterday, and I can't wait to start on it. I'm hoping I do really good in it.
So
I'm gonna
the
try my best.
Good. It's super exciting. And the lady I spoke with about this yesterday is so wanting to be helpful, right?
Yeah, she sounded really nice.
John and Yvonne, this is open book.
So what did he say?
Sorry, I was talking to my daughter.
Oh,
trying to
what
tell her to
did-
be quiet.
Stefan, what did you say you were excited for? I didn't catch that.
So yesterday, Miss Sherry talked to me about a new janitorial class that I'll be taking.
Oh,
I'll still be in Project Search, but I'll also be taking this class 2 days a week, I believe.
And Tyler wants to do it as well. I have some information here. They would be going 9:30 to 11:30, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It starts in February. The exam's at home. It's open book. It's 6 parts. It's a nation recognized certifications. And when it ends, the advanced class, so this starts in February, it ends mid-April. And then after that, this advanced class is actually would be going there and learning all the different floor machines, you know, the big buffers and all that.
Oh, wow.
And so they get certificates in all of this, 6 parts. One thing they had to do, well, first, Stefan already called. I don't think you've called yet, Tyler, but we could talk about that if you haven't. The first hardest part, they have to do a little reading test with some critical thinking. And that just means that all of my students tend to have a little problem there. You can all read, but then when asked questions about what you've read, that kind of
It's confusing, yeah.
I would love to help with that.
Sherry
I was
about
just
that.
going to say, yeah, I can help with that, Sherry, too.
That's what I was saying. Because this is open book, this will be a lot shorter version of kind of like what Sam's doing with her.
I'll gladly
Yeah.
accept any help I can.
Okay, Stefan, absolutely.
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah, for
fun.
sure.
That'll be after this schedule ends, so we can
Oh, okay.
out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
is this through Kaiser, Sherry?
No, this is not.
No.
It's like tell them, even though Kaiser, you can get the experience, right? You're not getting certificated. So to get this,
Apparently, the sorry.
what's
I was
that?
gonna say that the certificate that they give you, apparently you can get any janitorial job with it really easy.
Well,
so
it-
I'm gonna try my best.
Yeah, it definitely makes it easier. Whenever you can get certified in something, it's always helpful, especially when you really know like what you want to do. Like Stefan hasn't wavered. That's what Stefan wants to do. Tyler has always been like in his top 3. So they won't even miss that much of class because they could actually come in our morning class from like 8:30 to 9:15. Right? In our afternoon class, they could even come in around 11:45 to 12:30 and get both of these classes in. But they'll just need more help studying for it. But it's and she kept stressing that. She's like, I just want everyone to know this is open book.
Yeah.
They help them.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's pretty excellent.
That's
Awesome.
good.
Yeah, cool. Sounds fun.
Yeah, I was actually sent this. It took a few forwards to get to me, but yeah, I was just excited to see it, and I was excited they were excited, and with Stefan, Dad, and Tyler, did you talk to your grandma yet?
Yeah, she says it's a good idea.
Good. Good.
The lady is really nice, Tyler. You would like her.
Aw.
The lady is actually
Cool.
really nice.
And
When
that's
I spoke to her on the phone yesterday, she was very polite to me and stuff. Mhm.
And sometimes you got those ones that maybe they'll give them a shot or something. No, they want to be helpful, and what they want to see is that you are asking questions if you need help, and that you are showing up in your classes, and that you are looking interested when you're in your classes, right? That's why I talk about not moving around and yawning and stretching and things like that, okay? Because we can help you study, right? But we can't be in that class with you. Go ahead, John.
Sorry, what is the organization again?
I don't have that in front of me. I have a flyer I can send to you and Yvonne.
Sure.
Yeah, please.
Yes, Stefan?
Yeah, I think it's EGACE. Right?
I know it's from Elk Grove.
Well, that's the flyer they gave us.
It's from Elk Grove School District. So, but I already made sure that, these guys are good to go.
That's pretty cool.
But I'll send that flyer to you too. I'll send the rest of you the interview questions this morning. Okay? How many of you are feeling like really overwhelmed right now?
I don't know what that means, but okay.
It means that there's just too much coming at
It means yeah, I think I'm good.
Keeping up okay?
I'll let you know if I feel overwhelmed. I appreciate you asking.
And
I think I'm good for the moment.
And with Tyler, I mean, he's on his second year, so I have no problem with knowing that Tyler has pretty much got Project Search. With Stefan, I would hope to maybe get to keep him next year because he will be missing some of this. But I mean, my bigger hope would be that he's out there working as a custodian and doesn't need us anymore. But anyway, yeah, so he's one of those that I would really want to keep because of that, and same with Sam because of the Apex. And of course, I mean, I would like to hold on to most of you, but I can't hold on to most of you. That'd just be a little too much. Go ahead, Andrew.
I have a question. So for the interview questions, if we had a printed out one that was from when we did the interviews when we were trying to enter through Project Search, do we get to also have those?
They're not the same questions. Those are questions like, why do you want to be in Project Search, right?
Oh.
But didn't you all work on these questions earlier? I know we started with interview questions. You should all have some that we haven't done in a couple months. Didn't most of you find them? So Nathan, are those the same questions that I asked Tyler today?
They are not. These are the ones that we got when we were in the classroom.
Could you possibly maybe take a picture of that and send it to my phone?
Yes.
That would be fantastic. That's my next step this morning is getting interview questions out, okay? And I guess if everyone's good, it seems pretty quiet, we can all go. But don't forget the one-on-one.
Wait, I have one thing.
Okay, Stefan.
Could you send the interview questions to my dad's email so we can print them?
Yes, I'll start making sure. I'll add you because usually like John and Jordan, I send stuff to that's not in classroom. So I'll put it in classroom, but I'll also add you to that list of those things that I send out. Okay? All right. Be busy, everybody. Get your work done.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
I'll see you
Yvonne,
guys
see
in
you
10 minutes.
Bye.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Hello.
Hello.
Sorry.
It happens.
Did it to me once yesterday too, but then this I have two boxes. I have the one where your names are I admit you, and I have all your pictures too. I don't know why I have that. Sorry, everybody. Okay. Shall we get this DMV thing going here?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Let me share my screen.
Depends if everyone's ready.
You what?
Depends if everyone else is ready.
Are you all in now?
Yeah.
Let's see. How many do we have? Let me go down
1,
here.
2, 3, 4,
Jordan,
5, 6.
please sit up. Thank you. You really need to work on that, okay, Jordan? It's becoming daily again. All right, and John, are you in here? No. But do I have all my students? I think I have 6 of you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I think you're all here. Okay, so since we're a little bit late, let's get going. I'm gonna make it big, right? Make it big. Okay, DMV test number 4. Oh, is Nathan in here?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, yeah, you're one of the people I don't see, so if you want to answer things, you might have to, and I keep trying to move it back and forth. But if I'm not seeing your hands, go ahead and shout it out, okay? So
Okay.
number 1, when approaching animals standing near the roadway, should you A, speed up to scare them away, B, slow down and use caution, or C, swerve to avoid the animal? Jordan, what do you think?
Learn to avoid, slow down and use caution.
Slow down, use caution. Okay, Devin, what do you think?
I have to go with the same answer as Jordan.
Okay, so there's another one of those words we can kind of eliminate for answers. If it tells you to swerve, if it's ever telling you to swerve, chances are that is not the correct answer, right? Because they're never going to tell you to swerve, okay? So honestly, just knowing that, you could get down to 2, right? And it kind of doesn't make sense to speed them up and scare them away. All right, number 2, what is the only effective way to remove alcohol from the body? Is it A, strong coffee, B, time, or C, cold shower? Clap.
I believe it is C, a cold shower.
Who else has thoughts? Go ahead, Tyler.
I think it's B.
Okay. Anyone else? Jonathan? Now you got 2 answers in front of you. Which one are you going to pick?
B.
Time. Yes. And although it doesn't seem like many of you are drinkers or big drinkers, that won't make these questions not be on your test, right? Whether you drink or not, if this is a question on your test, you would have to be able to answer it. I had this one once as a waitress. That was one of our test questions. And yeah, I thought, because I always heard people drink coffee if they need to get sober, they take a shower, but honestly, it is time. Those other 2 things might be a little helpful, but they're not going to make the alcohol go out of somebody's system. Okay? All right, number 3. Oops. All right, I'm going to move you guys over this side again. Okay. Do you see yourselves being moved, or is that just on my side?
No, we're invisible on that part.
Okay.
But we do see your cursor move.
Okay. All right. Another animal question for you. Animals may be transferred in the back of a pickup truck only if A, the sides of the truck bed are at least, oh, sorry, I did that twice, are at least 18 inches high, B, they are properly secured, or C, the tailgate of the truck is closed. Don't everybody answer me at once.
I think it is B.
Okay. Jordan, what do you think? For number 3. Yes, they have to be properly secured. Okay, those other two things should happen as well, right? You don't want to put them back there in a flatbed, right? Or leave the tail end open so they could just fly out. So yes, they have to be properly secured. Number 4, when changing lanes on a freeway, you should A, signal for at least 5 seconds, B, slow down before you start to change lanes, or C, assume there is enough space for your vehicle if you signal first. Who would like to take?
The answer would be A.
And why?
I'll go ahead and you would want to do A. The reason why is because C is assuming again, so automatically it's the wrong answer. And then B just sounds like a really dumb way to get into a car accident because you are disrupting the flow of traffic.
Oh my gosh, you are all so smart. And what great answer. Very, very good. This is true. And I want you to know, I don't throw these assumes in. Okay, I take it straight from that book I was showing you. So they use that word quite often, and it's never the right answer. All right, number 5, a flashing red light at an intersection means the same as a stoplight, light that is about to turn green, or a stop sign. Devin.
The answer is C.
Does everyone agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like
I agree.
right? You just stop, make sure it's safe, then you go. Okay, good job. Number 6, to help avoid skidding on slippery surfaces, that's fun to say, it's like a tongue twister, you should A, shift to a lower gear after starting down a steep hill. B, speed up to enter curves and slow down to exit them. Or C, slow down before entering curves or intersections. Jonathan, what do you think? So you're out there driving and the road is slippery, okay? Should you shift down to lower gear? Or should you speed up to enter curves and slow down to exit them? Or should you slow down before entering and exiting? Or before entering. What's that, Jonathan? You were right. What were you saying?
Make sure slow down.
That's right. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense to speed up if it's slippery, right? Okay, good. Number 7, you are preparing to exit the freeway. When should you start reducing speed? A, about halfway through the deceleration lane. B, as you approach the deceleration lane. Or C, immediately upon entering the deceleration lane. Before you answer that, do you all know what deceleration lane is?
No.
Like when you exit the freeway?
Exactly, right? You get that little part when you're starting to go on that little off ramp of the freeway.
Yeah.
Should you slow down before you get in it, right when you get in it, or about halfway through being in it? Anybody?
I would have to say C because the other two just seem dangerous.
That is the correct answer because that kind of goes back, Nathan, to the one you answered about you don't want to slow down on the freeway, right? Because like you said, it interrupts the flow of traffic and can result in an accident. So yes, as soon as you get into that deceleration lane, you should start slowing down. Number 8, which of the statements is true about road work zones? A, fines are the same for violations committed in work zones. B, you must slow for the cone zone. Or C, slow down only if you think workers are present. Jordan?
What question are we on?
See, that's not paying very good attention, right? So I will ask it again. Which of the statements is true about road work zones? A, fines are the same for violations committed in work zones. B, you must slow for the cone zone. Or C, slow down only if you think workers are present.
You must slow for the cone zone.
You are right. I didn't ask anyone else, but you all understand that?
Jerry,
Yes.
That's an easy one because you've been hearing that quote for years, right?
Jerry, is it okay if I use the restroom real quick, please?
Okay, but we're only 15 minutes into class. Go ahead. All right. Number 9, as the percentage of alcohol in your blood increases, you become A, more intoxicated, B, more sober, or C, more coordinated.
I'll say A.
Anybody have a different answer?
I also believe it's A.
Okay, you are both correct. More intoxicated, right? The more you drink, the more intoxicated you get.
Yep.
Not more coordinated, right?
Definitely not.
And more sober would be the opposite of intoxicated, right? And you only get more sober by?
Time.
That's right. Good job. Okay.
Which is the answer we just went over.
All right. But you're listening and paying attention, so you're getting it. Number 10, which of the following is true about roadways on bridges and overpasses? And Tyler, don't answer this one, okay? Because I know you know this.
Okay.
A, they tend to freeze before the rest of the road does. B, they do not freeze because they are made of concrete. Or C, they tend to freeze, okay, after the rest of the road does. Jordan, why are you on your bed? I can't hear you, you're muted.
Because that chair hurts my bottom.
Okay, well, we don't have meetings sitting in beds, okay? So you need to move back to the chair that hurts your bottom and maybe next time get a different chair in there.
Or put your pillow on it. I see that smile, Sherry.
Okay, let me go again. Which of the following is true about roadways on bridges and overpasses? A, they tend to freeze before the rest of the road does. B, they do not freeze because they're made of concrete. Or C, they tend to freeze after the rest of the road does. Devin, what do you think?
Well, I might be wrong, but I think the answer would be B.
Okay, anyone else?
I'm gonna go ahead and take a wild guess and say A.
Anybody else?
I'll say B, I suppose.
Okay, the answer is A.
Oh.
Woo! Tend to freeze before the rest of the road does. And this is one I see repeated a lot in the test, so it's a good one to know. Okay, I mean, the ones I see over and over, I'm like, well, good chance you're going to be getting that question. All right, number 11, a large truck ahead of you is turning right onto a street with 2 lanes in each direction. The truck, A, may complete its turn in either of the 2 lanes. B, may have to swing wide to complete the right turn. Or C, must stay in the right lane at all times when turning.
The answer.
I think it's B.
Okay.
I would have to say B too because they also have the trailer that has the curve.
I can see that. I say B.
Okay. You are all correct. They may have to swing wide. I know even when I first started driving this truck, it was some of those things were difficult, so I can imagine what a semi would be like. All right. Number 12. Check your rear view mirrors. A, often to see how traffic is moving behind you. B, to see if a vehicle is in your blind spot. Or C, only when you are slowing down.
I would have to say B. The reason why is because, like that one question, if you can't see the headlights in your mirrors, then that means somebody's in your blind spot.
Okay. Any other opinions on that?
I think it might be C.
Okay. Anyone else? Jordan, what do you think? Hopefully you know what number we're on. Jordan? You don't know what number we're on, do you?
No, I know on number 1 is 12, and I
Good.
said C.
I didn't hear you. Only when you're slowing down. Okay. Any other opinions? Well, you all got that one wrong. It's A.
Yeah, I was afraid of that.
Yeah.
I knew it wasn't B because their blind spot, you have to turn your shoulder.
I mean, those are reasons to you. Yeah, exactly. Your blind spot, you're not using your rear view mirrors for, right? You're looking. You're looking and you're looking.
Oh,
Okay?
that makes sense.
Okay, and yeah, if you're slowing down, you definitely want to check, but not only when you're slowing down. You always want to pay attention to what's happening around you, in front of you, beside you, behind you. Okay, so you know if someone's coming up on you, or right, you just need to be aware of your surroundings when you're driving,
Correct. And make sure no one's sneaking up on you.
or whatever. Right, a million things can happen out there on the road. Number 13. Which is true about vehicles displaying a diamond-shaped sign indicating a hazardous load? A, they are not allowed to drive on freeways. B, they must stop before railroad crossing tracks. Or C, they are not allowed to exceed 35 miles per hour.
I believe the answer would be C.
Okay, anyone else? Andrew, what do you think?
If you think of it, they have to stop that. I would say B, because if you think of it, if they were to get hit by a train or something like that, and if it's like for example, a gasoline, those tanker trucks, and if that gets hit by a train.
Okay.
Oh.
Anybody else have a different thought? Go ahead, Deb.
I think the answer would be A.
Okay, so how many of you ever seen a truck with that diamond-shaped sign on the back?
Never.
I have.
No.
Oh, now that I think about it, the gasoline trucks do.
Okay, Tyler, what was your example?
Yeah, the one Andrew said, the gasoline trucks.
Mm-hmm. So these are big trucks, right? And they travel great distances. So if they were not allowed to drive on the freeway, or they are not allowed to exceed 35 miles per hour on the freeway. So Nathan, you were correct. I think you're the first one that said that. They must stop before, or maybe it was Andrew.
It was me. I said B.
Yeah, they must stop before crossing railroad tracks.
That makes sense.
Okay.
I know a little bit about trains as well, so.
I like trains.
He really loves trains.
Number 14. If you're all good with your train thing. If it is necessary to make an emergency stop while driving on an interstate, you should A, blow the horn at passing cars to get their attention. B, get out of the vehicle and flag down the first vehicle that passes. Or C, pull off the road, turn on your emergency flashers, and stay in your vehicle if you can.
The answer would be C.
Does anyone think it would be A or B? All right, good job. Exactly. You never want blowing the horn, even though we have horns, there's so many times you think you can use it, and if you go through here, it's almost always not the answer, right? You're not going to blow the horn at someone who's blind crossing the street. You're not going to blow the horn at kids crossing the street. You're not going to blow the horn to get the animals out of the way, right? And you're not going to blow the horn at the passing cars to get their attention. So honestly, there's not very many times that blowing the horn will be the right answer.
You're usually supposed to use your horn to get out of an accident, like to get people's attention, like they might crash into you or something like that.
Yeah.
It's like a, hey, pay attention. And then B just sounds dangerous.
Yeah. Just don't use that a whole lot, because again, it gets the other drivers mad. I mean, of course you want to use it like Tyler said, if someone's about to hit you, or you're about to hit someone, or you see someone about to get hit, yeah, use that horn then. Okay. 15, you've been involved in a minor car collision with a parked car and you can't find the owner. I see that look on Tyler's face. He's definitely got this one. You must A, leave a note on the vehicle. B, report the collision without delay to the city police or highway patrol. Or C, all of the above. Oh, Jordan, what do you think? Yes.
And it leave a note on the vehicle.
Okay, does anyone agree with Jordan? All right, who has a different answer? Go ahead, Tyler.
I think it's C.
Anyone disagree with that?
I agree with Tyler.
Yes.
I also agree with Tyler.
I agree with Tyler too.
Good. That
Yeah,
is
we can too.
true. You have to leave a note and report it. Okay? And that's not a very fun thing for the owner of that parked car to walk out to, is it?
No.
Have like all the police there, like, okay, why are you guys?
You weren't even driving it, but it happens. All right. Unless otherwise posted, the speed limit in a residential area is?
The answer, I believe, is B.
Dad, what do you think?
Let's see. I think it's A.
Jonathan, what do you think? That means when you're driving around in a neighborhood, how fast can you drive?
I heard him say A.
A? Any other thoughts, Devin?
Yeah, A.
Good job, Jonathan.
A.
Okay, but the answer is not A. The answer is B. 25 miles an hour, unless it's posted otherwise. They have, what is it? I remember I always like it so much when I go to, what's the, not Disneyland, but, Universal. When I go to Universal in Florida, they have one that's like 12 miles per hour.
Oh my gosh.
Well, this is, when you're driving inside, like we see at the hotel.
Oh yeah. Oh, kind of like the entrance, huh?
Yeah, but I've just never seen one that's not like a 0 or a 5. So I always, I don't know, I kind of enjoy it when I see that. And I've been there like 3 or 4 times and enjoyed it every time. I don't know why, just a little thing.
Yeah, Miss Sherry.
Yes, go ahead, Nathan.
How I knew, I was gonna say how I knew it was that I repeatedly got it drilled in my head from my parents and from my family friend who is teaching me to drive. So, what is the speed limit if it's not posted? 25, correct. And that's everywhere if it's not posted.
Okay. Good. Yeah, you are really very impressive, all of you, on this. Okay, number 17, to avoid hydroplaning, you should A, keep a constant speed, B, apply the brakes as soon as the car starts to skid, or C, slow down.
I don't even know what hydroplaning means at all.
Okay, so that's what we were talking about, like on that That real thin ice. Oh no, water. I'm sorry. It's in water. I wish I had my book open. Oh, it's water. But when your car starts to go,
Miss
whoop,
Sherry,
yes.
I was gonna say that the answer is B, I believe, and hydroplaning, like you said, is when you're like skidding along the road.
Well,
It's scary. I actually was in a hydroplane before.
well, I can tell you that that is the very worst answer of what's listed there. And I'm looking up hydroplaning right now. Hydroplaning definition. Okay, for a vehicle to slide uncontrollably on the wet surface of a road. Okay? So the very, very last thing you want to do is apply the brakes, because then you're whoop, right? You never want to do that.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I would say it's C then.
Yeah. Most of those
Take your
type
foot off the brake. I mean, the gas.
you slow down, but do not slam on your brakes. Go ahead, Nathan.
I was gonna say, take your foot off the gas.
Yeah, and hold on.
I mean, if you really wanted to, you can actually do a little bit of water drifting. That's what I call it.
Whee!
Well,
What's safe, okay?
I'm joking.
I in high school, and my friends, they get us in the parking lot, and they would do all those donuts and stuff. I'm like, get me out of this vehicle, get me out now. I have never, ever enjoyed anything like that. Driving on the ice or driving, I just not so safe. And I feel more safe when it's me driving, but not even all safe that way. So, yeah, don't do that. Okay, if there's a deep puddle in the road, come on, Nathan, bring it back. If there's a deep puddle in the road, you should A, maintain the posted speed to make it through the water. B, avoid the puddle if possible. C, shift into neutral as you drive through the water.
The answer would be B.
You should. Anybody agree or disagree?
For me, I'll say A.
Anyone else?
I think it's B.
Yes, that is the answer.
I'll
B.
go ahead and say B.
I'm saying yes, that's the answer. Yeah, you never know how deep a puddle. Okay, you never know how deep the puddle is, right? And you'll see people if you watch much of the winter weather on highways, where there's a lot of snow. Okay, so if you can, avoid the puddle, but never keep going fast, Andrew. Okay, go ahead, Nathan.
Miss Sherry.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Ice Road Truckers is a great example of that.
What tractors?
Ice Road, like they drive on ice and stuff. It's a good example. The reason why is because it's one of the most dangerous jobs listed in the U.S. Because they have to transfer cargo and stuff, but they also have to drive on ice, I believe.
Oh, I know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you can, avoid it. If you have to go through, I would not try to speed through it. I mean, Andrew, it seems like you just like to really go fast. You like to get squirrely. But you're actually did it even one time, you change your mind. Okay? And when tires get in too deep, I mean, you can't drive anymore when your car is just stuck. It's just stuck. Okay? All right, number 19. You reach an intersection with stop signs on all four corners at the same time as the driver on your left. Who has the right of way? The driver on your left, you have the right of way, or whoever is signaling to make a turn. Thad?
I think it's the driver on your. I think it's A.
All right, Devin?
If I remember correctly,
I think it would be A.
And Nathan, what were you saying?
I was gonna say, if I remember correctly, I believe it's B.
Okay. Jordan, what do you think? B, and what's that answer?
Right away.
Okay, and Jonathan, what do you think?
A.
Okay, so it kind of says the answer in the question, right of way. The person on the right always has the right of way. Okay, so who would that person be? So telling you that.
Person on your right.
Person on the right. So who has the right of way?
Person on the right, yes.
So what's the answer?
The person on the right.
That's not the question. That's
The
not what.
answer would be B.
Yes, you. Okay? But at the same time, you can give up your right of way if you see people are aggressive or something, right? Don't sit there and fight over your right of way because that could end up in a wreck. But it is always the person on the right that has the right of way, and that's a good strategy for remembering how to answer that question. Okay? 20. Okay, so it seems like you all have a little bit harder time in the afternoon meeting. You in particular, Jordan. Okay, you've got to sit up. I'm really done talking about it. That does not mean leaning on an elbow. It means sitting up straight. Okay? We've been 1.5 years on this, Miss Jordan. Sit up straight. Thank you. And now you can maybe tilt your screen up so that we can see your face better. Thank you very much. Okay, it's not that hard, really. We got a 1-hour class in the morning and 50 minutes at the end of the day. School can't get much easier than this. Okay? Please and thank you. Okay, at intersections, crosswalks, and railroad crossings, you should always A, stop, listen, and proceed cautiously. B, look to the sides of the vehicle to see what is coming. Or C, slowly pass vehicles that seem to be stopped for no reason. Anybody?
Ooh, that's a tough one, but I want to say it would be A.
Anybody else?
Well, actually, it would be B. I would say B.
And why would you say B?
It is never a good idea to stop because someone behind you could hit you.
Okay. Tyler, what do you think about that?
I think it's B as well.
Andrew? You get the nod?
I agree with both of them, which is B.
Okay, Crab, what do you think?
I believe it's B because C doesn't really sound like the probable answer.
Okay. Jonathan?
B.
Jordan, you just can't. You, my dear. Sit up. Sit up. Jordan, what the answer is?
A.
Okay. So Devin, do you have an answer?
B.
Okay. So yes, the answer is B. Look to the sides of the vehicle to see what is coming. Now, why wouldn't the answer be C?
Oh, let me talk about this. C isn't the correct answer because if you were to slowly pass other vehicles, it would be very dangerous to do so.
Right? Is that the assume word comes to my mind in there, right? You're assuming.
Yeah.
You're assuming.
You never want to assume.
No. I mean, they're probably stopped because of a good reason, right? And you're going to be cutting past all them, and yeah, that could be a very bad idea. Thank you, Clyde.
You're welcome.
Number 22. You were parked and have been waiting for a long time with your turn signal on to re-enter traffic. However, the traffic is heavy. You should A, continue waiting and yielding to traffic in the lane, B, slowly inch your way into traffic, or C, drive on the shoulder until a gap in traffic appears.
I believe the answer is.
I'll go ahead.
Go ahead.
It's B.
Everybody agree?
I
think it's A.
I agree.
Yeah, it's A.
I think it's O.
Remember we talked about that gap that's big enough for you to get into? It could be frustrating.
No.
And not everyone does it, right? You never drive on the shoulder, and you're never supposed to enter until there's a big enough gap. Now I know that seems like you could wait forever, but people, believe it or not all people, but eventually someone's gonna like kind of stop and give you the sign to come on in, right? Because there are nice people out there driving, but you might have to wait a while. But neither B or C are safe answers or the correct answer, okay? Number 23, 3 of the most important times to check traffic behind you are before, it's one of those tricky ones, so think about all of them. So when's it most important to see what's behind you? A, when you're backing up, making a sharp turn, crossing an intersection. B, you're backing up, changing lanes, or slowing down quickly. Or C, you're changing lanes, crossing intersections, or slowing down quickly.
I believe the answer is B.
Okay. Any other thoughts?
Because backing seems like a good idea to do that. Changing lanes does because you never know what's behind you.
Yeah, I think it's B as well.
Yeah, slowing down quickly, you want to make sure that there's nothing behind you when you're going to slow down.
Good explanation. That is the right answer. Okay, crossing an intersection, there's not really much of a reason to be going through an intersection and looking behind you, right?
That is true. Because most of the time you're just going to look around, like in front or beside.
And then what was the other one?
The other answer.
That's it. So yes, if you're backing up, you absolutely need to know what's behind you. If you're changing lanes, you got to look back and see if cars are coming up, if that lane's clear that you're trying to go into. And of course,
That's right.
if you're slowing down quickly, you don't want someone to rear end you. Okay?
That's correct.
You have those ones, because like I say, they like to try to trick you. If you really look at each little piece like you all just did, you'll get the answer. Okay? Number 24, at an intersection with a yield sign, you must A, yield the right of way to cross traffic close enough to cause conflict. B, yield to those vehicles only on your right. Or C, slow down and proceed.
I believe the answer would be A.
I think it's B.
It seems you have conflicting opinions.
Anybody else?
The answer will be A.
Yeah, so what I like to think of, because you all know the Laurel Rough area, say when you're coming down, was it Auburn, and you're turning right to get onto Garfield, there's a yield right there, right, Tyler?
Yeah.
So is there anyone on your right when you're taking that corner?
I don't think so.
No, that's the sidewalk and the buildings, right?
Yeah.
That means you be watching out for those buildings, but you wouldn't be paying attention to the people coming on your left.
Oh, right.
Right? So whenever you're entering, the answer is A. Okay? And we have only one more. We can do it. Jordan, you're doing awesome right now. Thank you so much.
Let's
love
finish this.
Number 25. Which child requires a child passenger restraint system?
This has been changing a lot over the past couple decades.
Well, over the last couple of decades, but not over the last couple of years.
I don't even know if you were that old.
Okay, so A, a 6-year-old who is 4 feet 10 inches tall. B, a 7-year-old who is 4 feet 7 inches tall. C, an 8-year-old who is 4 feet 9 inches tall.
All right, let's see.
Tricky? I hear silence. I hear crickets.
We're thinking.
I think the answer is B.
And why did you pick that answer, Devin?
I don't know. I think I might be wrong, but
Anybody
I
else?
just answered.
I have them.
Is that you, Clad?
Yeah, that's me. I believe the answer is C.
And
Yeah,
why?
I agree with Clad. I'm gonna go ahead.
Why, guys?
Go ahead, Miss Sherry.
Why? Because I usually... Wait, no. Why did I pick the older one? If I picked the older one, then that would mean... Yeah, I want the younger one. I want to have the one in the passenger seat with the oldest child.
Okay, so is it by age or is it by height?
It's by height.
Yeah, it's by height, not by age. And
By
the
height.
one you two picked is like the furthest one, right? You picked.
Yeah.
That was far off.
It's
Okay.
B. It's B because I was thinking about it, and if a 6-year-old who is 4 feet and 10 inches tall, the harness could choke them, and then if they're 4 feet and 9 inches tall, the harness could choke their abdomen right here.
No, it was not because of that. It's because you need to be a certain height before you don't need to be in a seat. But you have the right thoughts going there, Jordan. So it's not by age, it's by height. And just think of it like when you're a little kid, right? And you're trying to get on the big rides and you're just waiting to get up to that so that you can ride the Matterhorn or whatever it is that you wanted to ride. So think of it like that. It's by height and not by age.
All right. It's good to know.
Let me stop sharing. Oh, I got Clad Big and Center right here. Hey, Clad.
Hello, and look at me.
You started and we have 1 minute left.
Yeah.
And I've been sitting up this whole time. Oh, my back hasn't felt any better.
And that's what you're supposed to do, right? Do your stretching and you go in the restroom and stuff before your meetings and after your meetings, right?
Yeah, it really helps. My back hasn't felt any better.
But you know, honestly, we were sitting in a chair in our classroom longer than we sit in our chairs here, right?
We really do, yeah. It's better than having to sit through 8 hours of school.
Well, we never had 8 hours, but it was closer to. If you go to college, yeah, you could get up to that. Okay.
Well, middle school and high school was like that.
One little thing I didn't say this morning, which you all can remind us in the morning, and you may already know, Monday, a holiday.
Oh, yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
I
The
know.
I Have a Dream holiday.
What's that?
It's the I Have a Dream holiday.
Yes, it is. You even know what?
Oh, that one. Yay.
Yeah.
Yes, that one.
It took me a while to think about, like, wait, what? Oh.
Yeah, I was trying to schedule a meeting yesterday, and I got corrected because that was one of the dates I threw out, and I'm like, oh, yeah. All right, everyone. I will see you. Oh, I won't see you till Thursday. I will post this test later, okay?
Okay.
On a day off,
Okay.
you catch up on your work, and if you get all caught up, give time off, okay?
Right.
Bye.
Bye, Miss
All
Sherry.
right. Bye, Miss Sherry.
Bye.
Have a good day.
Bye, Miss Sherry.
Bye.
Sherry, before I log off, can